Well, our next guest created a library where instead of books, real people are on loan. At the Human Library, you can borrow someone for a 30-minute conversation with the goal of showing that more unites us than divides us. So joining us from Copenhagen, where he founded and created the Human Library, is Ronni Abergel. Good morning to you and welcome. I am so fascinated by this, Ronni. So tell us, how does the Human Library work?
Well, much like the library we have in our community, you walk up to the desk, you meet our librarian, you get a little guidance on the content that we're publishing today, and then you choose your book. And then instead of a paperback or a hardcover or a digital book, you get a person of flesh and blood that you can talk to about a given topic. Someone that volunteered because they have a lived experience. Mm-hmm. And typically we focus on groups from the community that we don't have easy access to, right. That would allow us to engage, learn about diversity, challenge our unconscious bias, and potentially, like you said, find common ground maybe, or agree to disagree, but sit down and talk about important issues and learn about each other.
So speaking of topics and the important issues that you just mentioned, tell us about some of the human books in the library. Like, what kind of topics are we talking about?
Well, we have a methodology based on 15 pillars of prejudice. So we publish people with different ethnic backgrounds. We publish people from different religious backgrounds. We publish people with different gender identities, sexual convictions, disabilities, mental health, social circumstances, lifestyle, occupation. So police officers, politicians, journalists, sex workers, these security guys, the bouncers at nightclubs. We publish all kinds of people that can help us challenge our understanding of groups that we have preconceived notions of, and often sometimes a bit negative stereotypes, especially minorities and groups that are sometimes misunderstood or have a bad reputation. How many of us really have known anybody who's schizophrenic or bipolar, or who's been homeless or unemployed for a long time? Do we really understand what it's like to be, walking around their shoes? So it's a chance for half an hour to ask all the questions you have and find some answers maybe, and learn about their life. There's no universal truth here, but there's an opportunity to discover and also discover about yourself.
Ronni, this is so incredible. I feel like if I entered that library, I would not leave for weeks, because to hear it firsthand, that's really what it's about, right? Making that connection as well. What are some of the unlikely pairings that you've had when you list all of these topics?
Well, you have Muslims and Jews coming together. You have NRA members and people who, don't want to see as many guns out in the community. You've got Trump voters that we publish. You could choose between a broad scope of people that may challenge you, potentially even you have a little fear about some of them. And I think it's not about pitting people against each other. It's not about having opposing views. It's rather about mirroring each other's views in each other, and sort of trying to find out, why is this important to you? Why do you wear the niqab? How did you lose your leg? Or how did you grow to become such a, tremendous person? If we're talking about obesity, for example. We've also got survivors of suicide, of sexual assault, people who've been through incredible journeys and have the courage to come out and let us, almost free of charge, you could say, because they paid the price for these life lessons.
Yeah, no kidding.
We can learn from them.
Absolutely.
And also help them convert what might have been a disability into a competence.
Ronni, I can only imagine being a human library also gives people an opportunity to be heard. But really quickly, we're almost running out of time here, but how do you become a human library? How does one become part of this?
There are several ways to join, but if you feel you could help us challenge stereotypes and stigma and be an open book on your lived experience, please go to our website and sign up. There's an application form. But we also need more publishing partners across Canada, institutions, libraries, colleges, universities that want to host these learning opportunities. They can also reach out. We try to be free to all readers, but obviously there is some cost of staging this kind of community activity. And we're also online now. So yesterday we had an event with people from 18 countries joining us.
Wow.
So there should be accessibility.
Well, you know, we know that everyone has a story and everyone has something to teach us. So, Ronni, congratulations on starting something quite impressive. And I hope you see so much success with this. Thank you so much for your time, taking the time to chat with us. Thank you.
Have a great morning.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.